Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial by SToby. In this one we're going to be discussing forestry trees and how they work. So the first thing you need to do for the trees is the first thing you need to note with the trees is that it doesn't really use any other parts of forestry. So you don't need any of the machines and you don't need any of the well, you do need the bees, but the bees is you can just use the common bees you get from the hives. So if I head back over here, all you need the smoker, you need the scoop, and you just smoke it, you break it, you then use the honeycomb you'll hopefully get from it, put it in the bee house with one queen, one drone in the bee house, and that's all you need. And then you place that, if I head back over here, next to the first two forestry trees. So the forestry trees you can find just by going out in the world. So the most basic ones you'll just be able to find in the world. And what you do is you place down your bee house with the basic bees in right next to the trees. So what we have here is we have one one breed, and what will happen is you have your apple oak here, you have silver birch here, and you can use these bees to cross the two. If you want to know what crosses are available, you can use this thing. Its basic recipe is this. So you've got this and this. So I lied, you need a carpenter. But yeah, you need some planks and some seed oil, and you get this. And what this allows you to do is you insert the sapling, get this little connecting mini game, and if you get it right, and if you connect each of these correctly, it will give you an amount of honeycombs which you can use to make these bee houses, and a recipe here. Now and then the recipe, you can just right click and that will just give you a way of making each tree. You can also use JEI, which is which is an extension mod, and just brings up recipes for basically everything. But what this allows you to do is you can see to make this tree, you need this tree and this tree. So the first breed you want to do is you want to go out. Now the first breed I recommend you do is this. So you want to go out, you want to find a naturally occurring silver birch, naturally occurring apple oak. Breed them both together, and then you use your grafter. Now this is a proven grafter. If I get out the most basic grafter, which is just a normal grafter, it's one bronze and two sticks, and you craft that in the crafting table. And then what you do is when you do put the two trees next to each other with the bees, you can see sometimes you can see you've got the normal leaves here, and then you can see you've got this leaf here, which has these on. Now it's more noticeable here, you can see it looks different. Now this isn't to be mistaken for the apples here, which I can right click and harvest an apple from. This is different, this is like a fertilized leaf, and if I go back onto survival mode now, and break this, you can see that I get a sapling. Oh, I'm very lucky. So that's the first breed, silver lime. So if I now go back into creative mode, and plop that into the portable. Actually, I've got something in here. You can see it is actually a pure silver lime. So what we've done is we've taken silver birch, bred it with apple oak, and we have received a silver lime sapling. If I take that out, you can see that recipe displayed here in JEI. This was actually very rare to get that, so that's quite impressive. And once you put it in the portable analyzer, which you can see is how it's used in the bee video and how it runs. I'm not going to explain it for a second time. But in this you can see you have the species, so that's what you're breeding. You got the amount of saplings that it produces, so this one's low. It's how fast the tree grows, how tall the tree grows, how wide the trunk is, how many apples it produces, so you can see how many apple leaves it would produce. Um, how sappy it is, I'm not sure what that does, and if it produces an effect around itself. You can also see you have some trees are fireproof. the soil, so where it grows. So here, I have no idea what that means. And then I don't really know what the rest. And then fruits is like this one produces apples. So if we put an apple oak sapling right here, you can see fruits apple, where you can see the apples here. And so the first breed I recommend you would do is you take your silver birch, your apple oak, and you've already seen noise, you get the silver lime. You then do the silver lime, and either one of these two, this one's kind of like the initial bees one, and either one of these two you get hill cherry. Hill cherry produces, if you go into here, produces cherries, which aren't a bad food source if you're, so if I grow the tree here, get out some bone meal. You can see that you have the cherry fruit, and these I think you can find naturally, but these cherries are quite useful because you can get them in a great quantity very easily. You can see here I've already got 6, and they are pretty terrible in actual food, but the ability to get them in great quantities really helps. The next one is you do hill cherry, silver lime, you get the common walnut, and then you can breed the common walnut with the hill cherry, and you get sweet chestnut. Now, sweet chestnut obviously produces chestnuts, and these are basically like advanced seeds. So you can see instead of a normal seed, which would produce 10 millibuckets of seed oil, this produces 220 millibuckets. So if you want to do the first useful tree path, this is it here, and this gives you the sweet chestnut, which gives you an advanced way of making seed oil, which will really help out when making other things, perhaps for the bees or other machines. So that's how the Forestry Trees works. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you can be notified when I release the final part of the forestry tutorial. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.